I got a couple of foundations that I would like to review them. So this is not really a first impression because I've tried this the other day as soon as I got it. Natasha Denona came out with a new foundation, and this is called the Foundation X Full Coverage. Um, I guess full coverage foundation. So I got this in the shade 20 because I think her foundations tend to be a little bit on the warmer side. I do have her previous foundation, which is the Face Glow foundation. The Face Glow foundation is, as indicated in the name, is glow like a. Definitely gives you a dewy, glowy type of finish, and it comes in the tube, and it does have a pump. I have a I filmed a foundation review video of this. I think I've used halfway through, maybe a quarter left or something. This does have 1.01 fluid ounce in it, and I got this in the shade 30 because I think I got this from Beautylish. Natasha Denona's full line is now sold at Sephora as well as Beautylish, but back then it was only on Beautylish, and that's where I got this. I really like this. I thought that maybe I couldn't really pull off since I have combo to slightly oily skin. And then her stuff are made in Italy. Like this one's made in Italy, and I got this in the shade 30 because I got this in the summertime when I had a bit of a tan. So I got 30. I can still get away with it nowadays when I'm like a lot paler. But I do like this. It does give you a very glowy and dewy type of finish, and it doesn't feel heavy, and it just blends out really easily. I can use this with a beauty blender, dampen sponge, dry sponge, makeup brushes, any type of brushes, and it works really well because it's more of a creamy product, and it gives a kind of like I would say like sheer to medium coverage. It's not like full coverage though. I like this. When I found out, of course, I follow Trend Mood, Duke Daf, Trend Mood. I remember seeing Trend Mood came posting the new foundation from Natasha Denona, which is called the Foundation X. And I think I saw this on the Natasha Denona website and Instagram as well. I saw a couple of YouTube videos from Natasha Denona's like makeup brand YouTube channel. Um, it seems like this is marketing as a well, just just pull the lash like. Anyways, so this is also one fluid ounce, 1.01 30 milliliter. So it's pretty straightforward, simple. A foggy glass bottle and a white cap, and it has a pump in there. I didn't use a pump because the other day when I used it, I used one of those Artis dupe brushes. I used one of these brushes, and usually I have a pretty good luck applying, I would say, cream liquid foundation with this type of brush. Now, the other day when I used this, I had moisturizer on just like today when I did it for the demo. I just have the Garnier Moisture Hydra Boost, I think, or moisturizer on. It's pretty moisturizing, and given that it's pretty cold nowadays in New York City, but I do have like heat on, all the time, so my skin does get drier compared to the summertime. So I would say nowadays I will be more of a combo to slightly dry skin, versus summertime I will have combo to more oily skin. So anything that's a little bit slightly drying, it will emphasize the dry areas on my face right away. So the other day when I used this with that brush, it says that shake before use. I don't know why. The ingredients are in the back on the back of the box. Pretty straightforward. I do see this doesn't have any SPF. This one has SPF 15, which I appreciate. This one doesn't have any SPF though. So they claim that this is full coverage, and then I got this in the shade 20, so it's one shade, because I think from her video she said that if you are shade, you know, whatever shade you are in Face Glow, then you're that shade in the foundation X. However, given that if it's a full coverage, I don't want to be a little bit I don't want it to be too warm, because it will actually contrast more if it doesn't match. So that's why I went a shade lighter, which is 20, and I'm glad I got 20 because 20 matches me like perfectly, as you can see. And the other day when I used a brush, today I used the dampened sponge, which I think is a lot better than the brush, because the other day when I used the brush, the not only this like emphasized the dry areas on my face, it went on kind of a little bit heavy. I mean, because it's full coverage. But what I was confused was like when I was brushing it, the you know, the foundation on, like how I buff the foundation on with that brush, like I could see the products balled up on the side of my face. It was like a lot of areas the products like balled up. And the funny things that I showed you in the clip, I didn't want to use a pump because, you know, I might return this. So I just open it up and try to see how the product is. So when when I showed you in the clip, I opened it up and I noticed that on the rim of the bottle, now it doesn't look as dry, but when I first opened it, the rim of the bottle where there was product collected on it, it was dry. It was completely dry. I wish I took a picture of it when I first opened the bottle, because now there's like foundation over it. So I'm like, wait a minute, this is a new product, right? So how can it be? How can it be already like dried up around the rim of the bottle? I thought that was really, really weird, and I think maybe that's why it emphasized all the dry patches on my skin, and then the product balled up as I was buffing it. So I hope this is, maybe I just got a dud or whatever. It is more of a cream product. I don't feel like it's so much so of a liquid, because it's more like a thicker liquid. I think maybe that's why they call it full coverage. In terms of coverage, do I think it's full coverage? Not really. I think it's more of a medium to semi full coverage. I didn't try to build the product because, as I was saying, it was already, you know, as I was buffing it, it was already balling up on the side of my face. Just imagine if I put a second layer on, it would be like a disaster. So I think that maybe either you prime your face really well, or you slap on like really, really thick moisturizer to like give your skin a good coat of hydration, you know. And so I wouldn't recommend this to people who have dry skin or even combo to dry skin. Like, I don't know, it just, I've never had any, I don't think I've tried any foundations that actually peeled up or ball up on my face, like never before. So I'm kind of confused. I think that with the dampened sponge and just one thin layer, this gives a really nice sheer to medium sheer. I think it was like a semi-medium coverage, because this is just the foundation alone with the dampened sponge and the one thin layer. Freckles still there, the acne spot's still there, some of the redness is kind of peeking through. Yeah, sunspots and all that stuff are not definitely not covered. My dark circles is still very, very prominent. I didn't use any powder to set it, because I think the finish is, I don't think this says anything about finish. I might read off the description from the website, or just you know, through my little demo clip. But I think the finish is more of a natural to demi matte or semi matte finish. I can still see a tiny bit of like natural skin peeking through. I think part of it is because I used a dampened sponge. But the other day when I used the brush, I think it was a little bit more of a matte coverage, but it was more of a matte finish, but it's not like super matte, like, you know, like powdered look or anything. So I think that, I don't know, I think I would just return it. I don't like it at all. I think the shape matches really well compared to 30 in this one. Because I think if I get 20 in this one, might be a little bit too pale. I don't know. I've never swatched 20 in the store, but I do like this. So I think that if I want to, you know, choose the two, I will actually go with the Face Glow foundation. Because I think it blends so much easier. This one, I feel like it's kind of patchy even when I use a sponge or a brush. It's a little bit patchy. It's not easy to blend. This one's easier to blend. It looks really nice. It's a nice finish. It makes your skin look really healthy and glowy. I mean, if you don't like glowy foundations, you can always set your face with a powder or translucent powder or like powder foundation on top of it. But I just like how this is convenient because it is a tube and it has a pump and it has SPF 15 in it. This one is glass jar, doesn't have SPF, and doesn't blend well, and it's a little bit patchy, and it peels up, and it's emphasized on the dry areas, and it's not completely full coverage unless I think you use a lot of it. Then you might kind of feel like thick on the skin because it is a thicker liquid. So I don't know. I don't think I would recommend this one. I just don't. I will do like more extended review and product info, ingredient list, and all that stuff on my website, on my blog, artofsign.blogspot.com. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.